The clothes you're wearing right now are part of a story that began tens of thousands of years ago, back when surviving a single winter was humanity's greatest challenge. Long before fashion, famous brands, or even civilization, clothing had only one purpose: keeping people alive. During the Ice Age, early humans survived in freezing environments by using animal hides and fur as their first protection against cold winds and snow. These early garments were heavy and uncomfortable, but they provided something essential: warmth. Preparing hides required patience and skill. People cleaned, scraped, stretched, and dried animal skins using simple tools. The process was difficult, and every successful piece could mean the difference between survival and danger. Then came one of humanity's smallest inventions with one of its greatest impacts: the sewing needle. Made from animal bone and threaded with sinew, it allowed people to stitch separate pieces together and create clothing that actually fit the body. This changed everything. Humans could travel farther, survive colder regions, and adapt to new environments. Over time, clothing became more than protection. People decorated their garments with feathers, shells, teeth, and colorful minerals, turning clothing into a symbol of identity. Another major discovery came when humans learned to create fabric from plants. Wild flax was transformed into fibers, spun into thread, and woven into some of the earliest fabrics in history. As civilizations appeared, clothing became connected with society. In Mesopotamia, garments revealed profession and social position, while skilled artisans created valuable textiles. In Egypt, the hot desert climate required a different solution. Linen made from flax became the perfect material: light, breathable, and comfortable beneath the intense sun. While Egypt mastered linen, another transformation was happening in ancient China. The silkworm created one of history's most valuable fabrics: silk. Smooth, strong, and rare, silk became a symbol of power and was worn by emperors and nobles. Silk soon traveled far beyond China. Merchants carried the precious fabric across deserts and mountains, creating trade routes that connected distant civilizations. Meanwhile, India transformed another natural material into a revolutionary fabric. Cotton was soft, breathable, and perfect for warm climates. With natural dyes made from plants and minerals, people created colorful textiles admired throughout the ancient world. In Greece, clothing represented elegance and balance. Simple pieces of fabric were carefully folded and arranged into graceful garments that emphasized beauty and movement. The Romans gave clothing a new social meaning. What someone wore could reveal citizenship, rank, profession, and political influence. Clothing became a language that showed a person's place in society. As trade expanded, textiles became valuable goods exchanged across continents. Different cultures shared materials, techniques, and ideas through clothing. Far to the north, Viking families created thick wool and fur garments designed to survive freezing temperatures and long journeys. Their clothing was built for protection, not luxury. By the Middle Ages, clothing had become a symbol of wealth and status. A single outfit could take weeks to create, with every stitch, button, and decoration made by hand. Across the world, different civilizations developed their own traditions. In Japan, the kimono became more than clothing. It represented culture, seasons, and history. In the Aztec Empire, magnificent feather garments were reserved for rulers and elite warriors. Across West Africa, skilled weavers created colorful textiles with patterns that preserved stories, identity, and traditions passed through generations. During the Renaissance, clothing became a true art form. Velvet, silk, lace, and detailed embroidery transformed garments into displays of creativity and craftsmanship. As global trade grew, new fabrics and styles spread between continents faster than ever before. By the 17th century, fashion had become a competition among royal courts. Clothing showed wealth, influence, and connection to power. Creating luxurious garments required enormous skill. Fine lace, embroidery, and decorative details could take hundreds of hours of careful work. Then history changed again. The Industrial Revolution introduced machines that could produce fabric faster than human hands. Factories transformed clothing from a handmade luxury into something available to millions of people. The Industrial Revolution completely changed the relationship between people and clothing. Factories could now create garments on a massive scale, making fashion faster, cheaper, and more accessible. The sewing machine became one of the most important inventions in clothing history. It allowed tailors to create garments much quicker and helped bring new styles to everyday people. As cities grew, department stores appeared, giving ordinary shoppers access to a wider world of fashion. Clothing was no longer only a sign of social class. It became something people could use to express themselves. The 20th century brought even faster changes. In the 1920s, fashion reflected a new spirit of freedom. Clothing became lighter, more practical, and a symbol of a changing society. People began choosing styles that represented independence and individuality. Denim, originally created as durable workwear for miners and workers, slowly became one of the most recognizable fabrics in the world. What started as practical clothing eventually became a symbol of everyday fashion. During World War II, clothing focused on necessity. Materials were limited and designs became simpler, stronger, and more practical. Uniforms and protective clothing showed how fashion could serve important human needs. After the war, fashion returned with new energy. Designers created elegant new silhouettes, and cities like Paris became centers of creativity and innovation. As decades passed, every generation developed its own style. The 1960s introduced bold experimentation, the 1970s celebrated individuality, and later decades mixed music, culture, and street style into fashion. Clothing became more than appearance. It became a way to show personality, beliefs, interests, and belonging. Mass production and global manufacturing allowed billions of people around the world to access different styles. Fashion was no longer limited to a few countries. It became a global language. Fashion shows turned into international events where designers presented new ideas, materials, and artistic visions. Today, technology continues changing how clothing is created. Modern machines can produce garments with incredible precision, while scientists explore new materials that are lighter, stronger, and more sustainable. From everyday clothes to specialized equipment, every garment still exists for one main reason: solving a human need. Today, scientists are creating new fabrics from plants, recycled materials, recycled fibers, and advanced technologies that were once impossible to imagine. Some future garments may adapt to temperature, monitor health, or even change their appearance. Clothing is becoming not only something we wear, but something that can interact with the world around us. Yet no matter how advanced technology becomes, clothing still carries something much older: culture, tradition, and identity. Every garment tells a story. A uniform represents a person's work and purpose. Traditional clothing preserves centuries of history. Even simple everyday clothes can reflect personality, lifestyle, and memories. From the first animal hides used for survival to modern smart fabrics created in laboratories, every new material has changed what humanity could achieve. For thousands of years, people have passed down the skills of weaving, sewing, and creating clothing. Each generation added new ideas, transforming simple materials into expressions of creativity. Today, specialized garments help firefighters face flames, doctors work safely, athletes perform better, and astronauts survive beyond Earth. What we wear continues to mark important moments, connect us with our cultures, and show the world who we are. The materials have changed, but the thread connecting generations has never disappeared. From the first animal hide beside an ancient campfire to the clothes we wear today, this journey has never truly stopped. For thousands of years, clothing has changed with us, from survival to identity to innovation. But no matter how much fashion evolves, every thread still tells the same story: the story of humanity.